everyone. I'm excited today to have my good friend here, Terje Whitmore with Country Financial. Welcome, Terje.
Thank you very much, Gabe, for having me.
Absolutely. So today, as it's early January 2023, we've just passed the one-year anniversary of the Marshall Fire at the end of December 2021. And with that being said, 1,000 families were impacted, and I know for a fact, personal experience, that less than 10% of that number have actually received a building permit, which means 90% of people are still going through the insurance process and understanding what their options are. So, Terje, today I wanted just you to help us understand, and folks that have been impacted by the Marshall Fire, what should they be doing today? What should they be doing with their current insurance? As far as revising their insurance coverages possibly or not. And then secondarily, as people are rebuilding their homes, what should they be thinking about as they are wrapping up construction, hopefully in 6, 9, 12 months from now, what their options might be going forward. So with that, why don't we start with what should they be asking their current insurance agent or broker or company?
Absolutely. You brought this question up to me because we have a lot of properties that are just land, no homes, right? And what am I actually paying insurance for? Well, it's going to be really tough to go back to your broker, to your insurance professional and say, I don't have an actual home when you're actually going through an actual claim to rebuild that home, right? So very little insurance companies are going to say, I understand, and go, let me kind of remove that coverage of that home. Not going to happen because you're in the middle of a claim, unfortunately. Now, do I say don't call and try? Call and try. Always call and ask, right? But what you need to be aware of as you start building is there's a different type of liability there and different type of coverage that you need to think about. It's called builder's risk. So I would be calling your insurance professional and asking them, do we have a builder's risk policy in place as we're building this new home? Builder's risk is definitely going to protect. One of the major pieces is the materials, right? Materials are very costly right now. Have you seen a sheet of plywood these days, or 2x4 Holy Stone, right? They've come down, but they're still expensive. So you need to make sure that builder's risk is written properly for that actual the materials. You're also going to have a lot of contractors coming and going. And while contractors should have their own insurance, there is a liability now, extended liability, because you have a lot of moving parts and a lot of people that are coming and going off your property and your land. So as you're going through this building process, have a builder's risk policy in place. And as soon as the home is done and built and you're moving in, transition that builder's risk right into the homeowner's insurance policy.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, thank you, Terje. That's super helpful in regards to understanding, right? You don't want to cancel your insurance policy. And I think for a couple of reasons, right? You mentioned the fact that, you have an open claim, right? Number one, but number two, I think because we've talked offline about this, the challenge that it might be for folks who have had this open claim with getting a new insurance company to provide coverage after the house is rebuilt. So talk to me a little bit about some tips maybe that somebody might want to start considering, as people, I think in Louisville and Superior, there's a few folks out there who are almost done. And a matter of fact, I think there's one home that is complete at this point. But as people are wrapping up construction, what are their options to get new coverage as again, they're completing construction?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going through these lessons learned, right? Meaning, did I have the right coverage? Did I do well? Did I get everything I need? And there's a lot of concerns and, well, I need to up my game. I highly recommend not changing coverages while going through a claim. It is just very, very sticky. It's very messy for the insurance and the underwriting teams. And you have all of a sudden a whole new insurance company and carrier and underwriting team, while a current insurance company and underwriting team is paying out a claim. So I always recommend to, obviously stick with your insurance company. After the claim is done and you're really questioning if you had the right coverages and if you were taken care of correctly, yeah, maybe you reach out to a potential new broker or new professional and start asking the right questions. And the right questions are going to be based around what your experiences are. Did you have enough dwelling coverage? Did you get the additional replacement thing? Because of city ordinances, was your house updated correctly? Right? So all those questions come into play. And if you didn't get the coverage you need, why don't you just give me a call?
That's great. Thank you, Terje. And with that being said, if somebody wants to talk to you about their future policy or future coverage, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Best way is to call me at 970-416-7795. I'm also all over online, Terje Whitmore, social media. You can find me anywhere.
Thanks, Terje. Always appreciate your time and insights.
Thank you very much, Gabe.
All right. Talk to you soon.